Hey everyone, let's talk about a topic that sparks a lot of curiosity. Reincarnation. Have you ever wondered if you've lived multiple lives before? Could there be spiritual signs that point to this? Well, in today's video, we're going to explore 7 deep signs that might reveal you've experienced other lives before this one. Fascinating, right? Before we dive into this amazing subject, I'd like to invite you to join us on this spiritual journey. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment. Have you ever had a feeling or experience that made you think you've lived before? I'd love to read your stories. We know life goes far beyond what our eyes can see, and these little clues our soul leaves throughout lifetimes are signs that our spiritual journey is ongoing. So stick with me until the end, as I'll be sharing some insights that can help you connect more deeply with your own essence. Ready? Let's go. To begin, let's remember what reincarnation is within the Spiritist doctrine. According to Allan Kardec in the Spirit's book, reincarnation is the process through which the spirit returns to material life in different bodies, always with the goal of evolving. Each life is like a new chapter, an opportunity to learn, overcome challenges, and progress morally. We can think of reincarnation as an endless staircase, with each step bringing us a little closer to spiritual perfection. Now, have you ever wondered what makes us feel, deep down, that we've lived before? Many people report feelings of déjà vu, or a strange familiarity with places or even people they've never seen before. Is that just coincidence? Or could it be a trace of a past life? Let's reflect on that. Maybe it's your spirit giving you a subtle hint that this isn't your first time here. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt a deep connection? That feeling that this person has somehow been a part of your life, even though you've just met? This could be a sign that your paths crossed in past lives. Spiritism teaches us that many of the encounters we have today are actually reunions with old companions from our spiritual journey. Additionally, some people feel an inexplicable pull towards certain cultures, places, or historical periods. It's as if you have a connection to that time or place, even though you've never been there in this lifetime. According to Spiritism, the soul retains subtle memories of its past experiences, and these memories can manifest in your current preferences and affinities. Now think about this. Have you ever felt wiser or more mature than your age might suggest? When you have a perspective on life or a calmness that seems beyond your years. This could be because you carry lessons from other incarnations. Spiritual evolution is continuous, and with each life we accumulate knowledge, experiences, and, of course, moral lessons. So when we reincarnate, we bring these traits of who we once were and what we've lived through in our spiritual baggage. This point is deep because it makes us reflect on who we are today. Have you ever wondered how many times you may have lived before, how many lessons you've already learned, and how many more are still to come? Puts life into perspective, doesn't it? Every mistake, every success, all of it contributes to this long journey of the soul. And here's a question for you to think about. Could the challenges you face today be linked to experiences from past lives? Now, let's talk about some spiritual signs that may indicate you've reincarnated multiple times. Pay close attention, you might recognize some of these signs in your own life. And let me tell you, if you do, it's not just a coincidence. As we've already mentioned, déjà vu is that feeling of having lived through a situation before, even when you know logically that you haven't. This could be a reflection of an experience from a past life. Sometimes, when visiting a place for the first time, you might feel as though you already know every detail, every corner. Could be your soul recalling a memory from another life. Have you ever felt that? Let's reflect on it together. Maybe déjà vu is more than just a trick of the mind and is actually a clue about your spiritual journey. Here's an interesting one. When you have a fear or phobia that seems to have no logical explanation. This could be a sign that, in a past life, you experienced something traumatic related to that fear. A classic example is a fear of water. The person may have never had a traumatic experience with water in this lifetime, yet they're terrified of swimming. Through regression, it could be discovered that they drowned in a previous incarnation. What do you think? Have you ever considered that your fears might be connected to spiritual traumas from other lives? Have you ever noticed that some people seem to be born with extraordinary talent for something? Children who can play instruments, paint, or have scientific abilities from a very young age. According to Spiritism, these talents might be a reflection of something the soul has already developed in past lives. It's as if they are picking up a skill that was cultivated over many incarnations. So, when you see someone with natural talent, it could be that it took many lifetimes to master that ability. Some people dream of places or times that seem so real, yet they've never experienced anything like it in this life. These dreams might be a manifestation of memories from past lives. Sometimes the dream is so vivid that it feels more like a memory than a simple creation of the unconscious. Has this ever happened to you? If so, it could be that your spirit is bringing those past experiences to the surface through your dreams. These are just 4 of the most common signs, but there are many more. And the most amazing thing is that even if these signs aren't obvious to everyone, they remind us that our spiritual journey is far longer than just this one life. Every life we live leaves marks, and those marks can show up in different ways. The soul always finds a way to remind us of who we are and how far we've come. Let's continue exploring other spiritual signs that might indicate you've reincarnated multiple times. The next one is something many people experience, often without realizing: an inexplicable attraction to certain cultures, places, or historical periods. Have you ever felt a strange pull towards an era or culture that has nothing to do with your current reality? As if you have a deep connection with a place or time that you've never actually lived in. This could be a strong clue of a past life. Some people, for example, feel fascinated by ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, or even Eastern civilizations without ever having had any direct contact with these cultures in their present life. Have you ever thought about that? This attraction might show up as a deep interest in movies, documentaries, or even a strong desire to visit that place, even though you've never been there. You feel like there's something there waiting to be rediscovered, as if a part of who you are is connected to that location. In Spiritism, the explanation for this is quite simple. Over the course of many incarnations, the soul lives in different places and eras. Sometimes these memories surface in our current life. Could be that you lived in one of these civilizations, and now, as you feel this pull, your soul is bringing memories of that experience back to the surface. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine someone who, from a young age, feels deeply connected to Japanese culture. They've never had much exposure to Japan, yet they have a strong affinity for the art, spirituality, and even the food of that country. It's possible that this person lived a past life in Japan, and now they're reconnecting with that experience through their preferences. Incredible, isn't it? And if this happens to you, embrace that feeling. It might be a way for you to explore your past lives more deeply and better understand the journey your soul has been on. Now let's move on to another sign that many people feel but might not associate with the idea of reincarnation: the sense of being an old soul. Have you ever heard someone say you seem older than your actual age suggests? As if you have a wisdom or calmness that's not typical for someone your age. This happens because many people, after reincarnating several times, carry such a vast spiritual history that it's almost impossible not to radiate a maturity beyond the norm. Has this ever happened to you? People who seem to have a natural wisdom, who can face life's challenges with a serene, deeper perspective, are often those who have reincarnated many times. They carry that old soul, filled with experiences, and this, of course, reflects in how they navigate the world around them. These individuals have a deep sense of empathy, easily putting themselves in others' shoes and feeling their pain as if it were their own. This deep empathy can be the result of all the experiences this soul has gone through. The more we live, the more challenges we face, and the more we learn, the better we understand pain, suffering, and love. And this inevitably influences how we relate to others. Let me tell you a story to illustrate. There's a woman who, since childhood, always felt different from other kids. She was deeply concerned about her friends' well-being, profoundly connected to the emotions of those around her. And although she hadn't lived through many experiences yet, she seemed to understand pain and suffering on a very deep level. Her parents always said she had an old soul, and when she discovered Spiritism, everything clicked. She realized that her soul carried experiences from many lifetimes, which explained her empathy and maturity. And what about you? Have you ever felt like you were ahead of your time? As if you carried an ancient wisdom within you? This could be a clear sign that your soul has traveled a long path. Has anyone ever told you that you have an old soul? Or maybe you've felt a strong connection to others' emotions. If so, it might be a sign that your soul has been through many lives and gathered profound understanding along the way. Now let's talk about one of the most intense and powerful signs that might indicate you've reincarnated many times. That strong feeling that you have a special purpose in this life. Have you ever felt this way? Many people sense from a young age that they came into the world with a mission to fulfill. It's not just a desire for personal achievement, but a deep feeling that their life holds a greater meaning, something that needs to be accomplished, as if there's a spiritual task to complete. This can be a clear sign that you are carrying the responsibility to finish something you began in a past life. Let me give you an example. Have you ever met someone who seems to always be searching, trying to find their path, while at the same time feeling that they have a specific destiny to fulfill? This person may have a strong desire to help others, to make a difference in the world, but doesn't know exactly where this need comes from. Often, this feeling comes from promises or spiritual commitments made in previous incarnations. Spiritism teaches us that in each life, we receive new opportunities to evolve and also to repair mistakes we've made in past lives. Sometimes, the mission you feel so strongly within you could be a way to continue spiritual work you started in another incarnation. You may have committed, in the spiritual realm, to helping others, working on your own moral evolution, or even correcting something left unfinished in a previous life. The beautiful part of this is that this sense of mission can guide us through moments of uncertainty. Have you ever considered that, during the toughest times in your life, this sense of purpose might be what keeps you grounded? Even without fully understanding why, you feel there's something greater to achieve, and that gives you the strength to keep going. That's your soul speaking to you, reminding you that your journey is bigger than this one life. Here's a practical example. Imagine someone who has felt, since a young age, an immense desire to work with humanitarian causes. They might not fully understand where this need to help others comes from, but the feeling is so strong that it shapes their life choices. This person could be fulfilling a mission that started in a past life, something their soul knows must be completed. Fascinating, right? And what about you? Have you ever felt this sense of mission, as if you have a larger purpose in life? Leave a comment below. I'd love to know if this sign resonates with you. Now that we've discussed the signs that may indicate you've reincarnated several times, let's take it a step further and explore the bigger purpose behind it all: the evolution of the spirit. Reincarnation isn't just a repetitive cycle of life and death, as some may think. In Spiritism, reincarnation is seen as a mechanism for learning and growth. Each life is a unique opportunity to grow spiritually, to correct the mistakes we've made, and to become better beings. In every incarnation, we are challenged to overcome our faults, face our weaknesses, and, most importantly, evolve morally. Have you ever thought about that? That your life, with all its ups and downs, is part of a continuous process of learning? What's interesting is that the challenges we face today might be connected to choices we made in past lives. The concept of karma teaches us that we reap what we sow, whether for good or ill. If in a previous life we made grave mistakes, in this life we have the opportunity to make things right. This isn't punishment, but a chance for growth. A practical example could be someone who, in this life, faces significant financial or emotional difficulties. This person might be going through these challenges as a form of learning, to develop qualities like patience, resilience, or even to make amends for mistakes made in a past life. Sometimes, the pain we experience in the present is a reflection of past actions. And when we understand this, we can face those difficulties with greater serenity, realizing they are part of our spiritual journey. But it's important to remember that karma doesn't mean we are condemned by our past mistakes. Quite the opposite. Spiritism teaches us that we always have the opportunity to repair our errors and evolve. Nothing is final, and each incarnation is a new chance to do good, to get things right, and to move closer to spiritual perfection. So, the next time you face a tough challenge, try to see it as an opportunity for learning and growth. It could be that your soul is working on something much bigger than you realize. Everything in our lives has a purpose, even if we can't see it at the moment. And, of course, as we evolve, we become wiser and more connected with the universe. Each life is a step on this long journey, and the most beautiful thing is knowing that regardless of mistakes or successes, we are always walking toward the light. Each reincarnation is a new opportunity to be better, to reconnect with our divine essence. What about you? Have you ever considered that the challenges in your life might have roots in choices from other existences? Leave your comment below, and let's continue this reflection together. We've reached the end of this deep conversation about the 7 signs that might indicate you've reincarnated multiple times. Throughout the video, we explored how, through its different incarnations, the spirit leaves subtle clues about its journey. Whether through déjà vu, unexplained fears, vivid dreams, or that feeling of being an old soul that many of us carry. Each of these signs is a small window into the vast path our soul has traveled, reminding us that life is so much more than just this brief passage through the material world. The most fascinating part of all this is understanding that these signs not only reveal who we were in the past, but they also help us understand who we are in the present. In Spiritism, reincarnation is much more than a theoretical concept. It's a living, dynamic process that is shaping our spiritual evolution with every step. With each life, we learn, we correct, we love, and most importantly, we evolve. As we've discussed throughout the video, there are no coincidences. If you feel a strong sense of purpose in your life or have noticed signs that connect you to the past, this is an invitation to look deeper into your own journey. It's not just about knowing how many times we've reincarnated, but understanding what we're doing with the opportunities we have now. Every life is a new chance to learn, grow, and become better beings. I'll leave you with one final reflection. How are you making the most of this life? Think about everything we've discussed today, the signs your soul might be showing you, and reflect on how they apply to your current path. The beauty of Spiritist teachings lies in the opportunity to repair our mistakes and connect with goodness in every new existence. Now it's over to you. If any of these signs resonated with you, or if something stirred deep within your soul, share your experience in the comments. I'd love to know what caught your attention and how these reflections impacted you. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content, and share this video with someone who might benefit from these ideas. Remember, every life is a new chance. We're all on this journey together, learning and evolving, one step at a time. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue this spiritual exchange, always seeking our evolution. Did you enjoy the video? Then don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Share it with your friends and comment below which of these signs resonated most with you. Let's keep walking this path of evolution together.